Hey everybody, and welcome to our BB26 exit interviews, this one with Joseph. But first, you guys know the deal. Make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe wherever you are watching these shows. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You guys following, liking, subscribing, hitting the thumbs up and bell over on YouTube, commenting wherever you see these posts. Those are the best ways to help share the show and support it. Well, I mean, sharing the show is also a great way to support it. Both of those things are a great way to help support the shows. Of course, you guys know you can tweet us your questions at any time using hashtag YRRLive for the evicted house guest, especially now that we're going into jury. We love asking your questions. You can also post them on our Discord or our Instagram. If you guys are looking for the last, 12, 15 years of show, check out our website, yourrealityrecaps.com. All of the current shows are over on our now. Of course, Discord is where our community is hanging out the most these days. We stream the Big Brother airings over there. We watch the live feeds there and chat 24/7. We have watch parties. We just watched Chim Crazy. We just watched Netflix movies on the weekends. We do so much stuff over there, recipes, cooking, all of that. Of course, John and I recap this show every single weekend. We recap the week, and I talk about what's happening on the live feeds live every day around between 4 and 5 p.m. Eastern over on Now. Now, you know what, you guys are here. So while it is not the deep dive that he was hoping for and more of a teensy little splash, hey Joseph, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good, Joseph. Now, I have a very serious question to start with, and that is, what would you say was the climax of your experience in The Matrix?
I probably shouldn't have said everything on camera. You know what I mean? I probably could have kept some things to myself, but honestly, I don't care. I thought it was pretty funny, and I'll do anything for a laugh. So I'm glad that everybody got entertainment out of my Spiz tent.
All right. So you talked a lot about beating people in the game, being one of the best social players. Obviously, people were critical of you saying that. What do you want to say to fans now about that?
They're probably right. I think that I think like people would pump me up in the house, and I would pump myself up, like in my cam talks and stuff like that, to try to be confident in what I was doing in the game. And sometimes when I would talk to people, basically what I was trying to say was like, I think I would have a good chance to beat you. Therefore, you should work with me, because if I think that, then like, why wouldn't you trust that I would want to continue this game with you?
Right.
But I didn't realize how much that rubbed people the wrong way. I thought that they would see my logic train in that way. And I think that my problem in the game was I thought that other people looked at things like me, and I didn't play the player enough. I didn't speak to what mattered to them enough. I feel like I was good at that at the beginning, but then I kind of lost focus of those type of things, those small little details of how you pitch things to people, how you say things. And I think socially, what I realized is I think I was cool with everybody. I think everybody did like me, but I realized that wasn't enough. That once I lost Tucker, I was like, oh, well, now I guess Quinn's my number one. And then it's like, well, now I got to make Leah my number one. Like, you know what I mean? It was like all these things where I kind of had to like pick up pieces and stuff like that. And I described it to somebody as like at the beginning of the game, I wanted to make it seem like I was alone, but I actually had people. Like I actually had Chelsea. I actually had Cedric. I actually had Tucker. And I had Quinn a little bit. But then it became the fact that I actually was alone after a while. Like pretending to be alone made me alone at a certain point in the game.
Were you shocked to find out that Tucker was the AI instigator?
I was surprised. Yeah,
you were surprised.
Because my assumption was he would have told me. But I didn't know this little caveat that you can't tell anybody. You know what I mean? Because I figured had he had it, he would have come to me and he would have been like, Joseph, how do we kind of use this to our advantage? You know what I mean? Because he would ask me strategy questions all the time. He would be like, when we were in the 6th Avenue Alliance, he was like, at what point do you think we should take a shot at them? like at T-Core, Chemo, and Rabina. And I would be like, final 8 or final 9, you know what I mean? And he'd be like, okay, we'll talk about it when we, get to that point. So I figured he would have told me about the AI instigator. So it was surprising to find out it was him.
Would you really have gone after Quinn if you stayed?
Probably not. I think that when they originally asked me that in my exit interviews, and sometimes when they do the DRs, you're really hot at people, and then later on you're like, what I mean. I think I was emotional in the game sometimes when I would talk to the cameras, when I would talk. I feel like sometimes I was just like, oh fuck this person, and then later on I'd be like, they're not that bad. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because at first I wasn't sure if Lee and Quinn were lying to me because their stories weren't adding up.
Right.
Like, cause she told me, she was like, "Oh, Quinn never told me that you would be up." And then I would go to Quinn. He's like, "Yeah, I told her." And then I would go back to her, and then she'd be like, "Well, yeah, he told me, but it was at like 7 a.m. and I was tired and blah 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 blah." And I would just be like, "Are you two fucking lying to me? Like,
Right.
or like what is going on here? You know what I mean?" Um, and they were lying to me in that respect. But I don't think either of them wanted me to go home. Was what I ultimately realized was like,
Right.
yes, they did this move and gamble with my life, but they both literally thought that they could get the votes to keep me, and I think
Mhm.
that was foolish.
All right, Joseph, last question. Everyone wants to know, would you have shaved the mustache in a how bad do you want it comp?
Whoa, is that the question everyone wants to know? I'll say no.
No. All
I'll
right,
say no.
Joseph.
Yeah. Depending on
Well,
how bad I needed it.
okay, okay. Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk with us today, Joseph. We can't wait. You need to come back now into the BB streets. We want to see you
What does
here.
that mean?
Like Twitter, social media. Come get back on with us.
I'll be on Instagram.
All
I'll
right.
post some thoughts on there. I'm not really a Twitter guy, so we'll have to see.
All right, Joseph. Where do you want people to follow you on Instagram?
Brosif Rodriguez. I might change that though. We'll see.
All right. Talk to you later, Joseph.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye. Well, that about wraps up our interview for this week. Don't forget, Comedy Jonah and I are live every single weekend talking about the previous week's Big Brother show and live feeds. Check those out if you missed them. They're over on our YouTube channel. Of course, follow, like, subscribe, share. All of those things help support the show so much, and we really, really appreciate it. Check out our Discord community if you need a place to watch the East Coast airings of the shows. If you want a community to talk about the live feeds with, we're doing that 24/7. We also binge television shows, movies, share recipes, cook, all of that and more over in our Discord. I'm live every single day on You Now talking about the live feeds around 4 p.m. Eastern, so we hope you check that out too. I will see you guys all on the next show. I'll be live soon. Bye for now, everybody. My friends.